Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Women's College Gymnastics. You are here in Reynolds Coliseum, home of the NC State Wolfpack, competing against Eagle Foe, the Owls from Temple. We are floor side hosting these two amazing teams, and we've got some big things in store this evening. I'm one of your co-hosts, Rachel Garland, alongside Christina Chauvenet. This week, it's all about the national qualifying score, the NQS. What can we expect out of these two teams?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, teams transitioning to that national qualifying score from the average where the rankings were determined previously. So there's going to be a lot of jockeying in positions over the coming weeks. Temple coming off a not great meet last week. They really struggled on bars. That's where they're going to have to start tonight. Difficult position to be in, but if they can get off to a good start there, they're going to have a great meet.
Yeah, let's take a look at this Temple team. So we've got Coach Josh Nielsen in his fourth year. 4 years, and he's done amazing things.
Yeah, and they were the surprise champions at Eagles last year. I love this story. He told his team he would get a tattoo if they won Eagles, and you know what? They went out there and did it. He's got a tattoo. 212, that's the boiling point of water, and that's what he said he wanted his athletes to be operating at boiling point.
Absolutely, and it was actually their first time in the Eagle Conference. Prior to that, back-to-back ECAC champions in 2019 and 2020. And let's take a look at one of their rock star freshmen, Hannah Stallings.
Yeah, so exciting. You know, you see there, she did not compete in the all-around last meet. Coach Nelson told us they're competing a lot over the next couple weeks. They've got some of those dual meet weekends coming up, so they're resting some athletes. Ariana Castrense, who often does all-around, not in the all-around tonight. She will be competing some events, though. So it's really good for him to be testing the depth and also giving athletes some rest. But Hannah's such an exciting athlete to watch.
Absolutely, and a hometown favorite, so I know they've got a lot of friends here. Moving right over to the Wolfpack, junior Emily Shepard. She has been a rock star on this team since her freshman year, since she set foot in here. What can we expect out of Emily tonight?
You know, Eagle Coast Specialist of the Week, I've lost track of the number of times she's won Eagle Awards. Individual national qualifier on floor, but she's great on all three events that she competes. What really sets her apart for me is her technique. Her toe point is exquisite.
Excellent, and we'll take a quick look at their head coach, Coach Landris, as they get ready to start their first rotation, but fifth year, and again, amazing things with this program.
Yeah, and they are on a really good trajectory. They've scored 196 in the past two meets.
Excellent. And a lead off from Gabby Diaz. Fantastic Yurchenko full.
Huge Yurchenko full. You know, when we talked to Coach Landris, she said they were really working on honing in those landings. You could tell right there. She really put it together. I think that's the best controlled landing I've seen from her this season.
Absolutely. Last week, I'm pretty sure they took a hop or a step on every single vault landing. And while it doesn't seem like much, that's a half a point off the overall team total. We're going to jump right over to the uneven bars. Leading off is Hannah Stallings.
And Gorgeous Ray, remember, this is the event they really struggled on last week, so it's very important for their lead off to get them off to a good start.
There's a quick look at the overall lineup. So again, Hannah leading it off, followed up by Caitlin Gray. Twin sister Sarah Stallings. You will not see the same person go twice. They are identical twins. And then we've got the remainder of the lineup with Madison Brooks, Brooke Donabedian, and Aria Costanz. And then they will have an exhibition as well.
Absolutely, and yeah, she really did her job there. So important, every leadoff is important, but especially when you're coming back from a meet where they had to count 2 falls last week. So it's especially important to get that out of their heads, and we talked to Coach Nielsen about that really being important, them being confident in their ability to hit bars.
Absolutely, that one should put up a pretty good score as we get ready for Haley Merchant for the Wolfpack, a 9.875 coming in from Diaz on a vault that's only worth a 9.95.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I agree with that score. I mean, it was beautiful in the air, had that big dynamics, really nice to see. And that's what you want to see at this point in the season. You know, at the beginning of the season, we sort of talk about them landing in soft mats, and they're not quite ready for those hard landings. As you mentioned, now's the time to get those landings really tight.
Absolutely, and as we go through the evening, we will talk a little bit about their national qualifying scores. NC State pretty consistent, scoring a 49 plus on vault.
Oh, and too bad there for Haley Merchant. You know, she just opened up a little early for landing. Maybe she was trying to go for that stick a little bit.
Going for it.
Because she did. We'll get another look on replay, but I think she got a good block off the table. Let's take another look here.
Yeah, it looks like, I think just,
Yeah, just opened up a little bit early. And you see that chest down, that will be a sizable deduction.
yeah, we'll jump right in. Caitlin Gray up on the uneven bars.
And gorgeous Ginger, nice and high over the bar. Oh, wow. What a fight on that bail.
Save.
So, she was really crooked. I thought she was going to fall. Oh, gosh. And I think if it's feeling off for her, I am glad that she made that decision. Looks like they're not sure what they're going to do, if she's going to repeat the element or not.
She does have the ability to finish her routine, so she fell. She has not completed a
Did she salute though?
She did. There's pros and cons.
Right.
I know as a club gymnast, sometimes when you restarted, you re-saluted.
Oh, and came a little close to the bar there.
A little close. I don't normally gasp, but that one I thought she may clip her feet on. I'm just glad she finished. Again,
Yes.
bars has been the downfall for this team. And we did get a chance to talk to Coach Nielsen a little bit ahead of the meet. And it's just a meet thing. And he said, you know what? They've got to figure it out. They have to figure out how to work as a team. I can't change the lineups. There's no miracle that I can perform as a coach. I know what they do in practice. They just have to be able to do it in the meet.
And that routine, she had a beautiful Ginger in there. Really should just seemed like, because she was off on her bail, kind of had that same crookedness, which just fell off on some of those turning elements.
Absolutely. Madison Benson, real quick, a very unique vault.
And she's getting that landing under control as well. Didn't quite stick it, was kind of saluting out of it. But I love seeing that diversity. She does that half onto the table. Take a look here. So here's that twist onto the table, the tuck off. Yeah, she just needs to work on, it's sort of a carbon copy of what she did last week. Needs to sink her heels in for that stick.
Yes, absolutely. She almost has too much power, and just figuring out how to keep that under control. A little bit more air awareness, which will come later on in the season. She is really getting there, which I like to see.
And that vault you don't see too often in NCAA, also valued out of that 995, same as the Yurchenko full.
Yep, and we've talked a little bit about the 49 score. That 49 overall is going to give the teams a 196, and really to be competitive and make it postseason, you need to get that NQS as close to a 196 as possible.
Absolutely.
All right, Sarah Stallings for the Owls.
A nice piked Jaeger to start there. That piked Jaeger is an E, whereas the straddle Jaeger is a D. So that gets her an extra 10th of bonus points for doing it in the piked position. Nice full pirouette. Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous routine. Just that hop on the landing. Other than that, again, six gymnasts will compete. They can throw out Caitlin's score as long as the last four gymnasts take.
Absolutely. And yeah, that routine, very important to set them back on the right pace. And looking here at that double back, beautiful form in the air. No, she didn't stick the dismount, but I love the pointed toes. Oh, and Shruti Anand, good for her, going for that difficult front pike half. She's been doing just the front pike, which is valued out of a 9.9. And we had talked to Coach Landers a couple weeks ago about when she was going to put in the pike half, because that vault starts from a 10. Yeah, her landing wasn't perfect, but she has good dynamics in the air, and if she's going to compete that in the postseason, she needs to get it out. So let's take another look here. Good block off the table. Yeah, just some chest down on landing and wasn't quite secure. But I think that's one of those things you were saying, well, like with Madison Benson, just needs to get it. Probably hasn't been doing a lot on those hard surfaces yet.
Absolutely. I did see her warm it up, and I was really hopeful that she would put it in. But again, you never know. It's a last-minute decision, so I didn't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, it was really...
saying it ahead of time.
You and I have been waiting to see that vault in competition.
Absolutely. All right, moving back over to the uneven bars, Madison Brooks.
Nice high to Kachev. Lost her toe point a little bit in the air, but got great air time. And a borderline handstand just there and on the low bar as well. Full pirouette into the double back. Sticks the landing. Just a couple of form issues. issues throughout there, but they're really getting that momentum back.
And I think, again, this having to start on the event that gave you so much anxiety last week, like they just need a hit event.
Absolutely.
Coach Nielsen talked about going 24 for 24, so we're not quite there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he would take 23 for 24.
Absolutely. And Shruti Anand, 9.725, so she did get dinged for that low chest position, but the dynamics are there.
Absolutely. Lauren Rutherford for the Wolfpack.
She's so gorgeous to watch. We're going to talk about her lines all day. She just has really nice toe point. She really got good dynamics in the air, kept that hip angle nice and open, and that's a really important thing on these laid out vaults, which most of the vaults are laid out. Of course, Madison Benson did the tuck, but most are laid out. Did a really nice job there.
Absolutely. A 9.825 coming in for Madison Brooks for the Owls. This is Brooke Donabedian. That was huge.
Yeah, giant Ginger. I love that Ginger release move. Little shy on that bail to handstand. And a little shy on that handstand as well. But they're nailing these landings.
They really are. And their season high is a 48.8 on this event. So again, we talk about that 49. It's right there. We know they can do it. They just got to put it together.
And here's, beautiful form on that double back. Just one of the things I'm noticing with Temple's lineup is they just need to work on some of those handstand positions. Because every time you're short of a handstand, if you are 10 degrees short or shorter of a handstand, you're going to get a deduction, and there's so many handstands in a routine.
Absolutely. Lex Ortega for the pack.
Didn't control the landing as well as we've seen from her in the past few weeks. I don't think she stuck one, but she has, had a smaller hop back. But really, again, nice in the air. We'll take another look here.
And it's a big vault, so she's just got to open even more.
Yeah,
or add another half.
Yeah, right, exactly. We always want to see the gymnast do upgrades, but I think she just, she piked down a little bit there, and I think if she just kept her hips open a little longer, we talk about that. A lot of times you see gymnasts pike down and then they take the hop back. If she kept her hip angle open, she probably would come closer to sticking it.
Absolutely. NC State tied for third in the Eagle on vault with a 48.845 as their NQS. Had just over that 49 last week, 49.05. So again, they are right on the cusp there.
And Gabrielle Diaz with her vault 9.875. That is her career high. So very well rewarded there. Great vault.
All right, and Ari Castrance.
And I've been looking forward to seeing her gymnastics. So dynamic. Little leg separation in the bail to handstand. Nice handstand on that high bar, though. Gearing up for her dismount. Oh, gosh, what great air awareness. You heard me say, I thought she pinged off the bar a little bit. And, it's really these, she is a senior. She's got the stick glasses. You know what I mean? That's very important. But look, she releases a little bit early, flung it out, but she's got such good air awareness. She was just able to get that rotation around.
You could see she did her two flips almost at bar level or below, where the judges want to see it rise above the bar.
Yeah.
She's also 4'11", so she's got a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah.
All right, exhibition. This is Lucy Lehman.
Nice in the air, that Yurchenko half. She didn't, again, that pace forward, those front landings are difficult to stick. I liked the hip angle. It looked really pretty in the air, but just her shoulders, well, let's take a look before I mistakenly say something. I think her shoulders, were a little forward, causes that big pace forward, and that's probably going to be in the realm of 2 or 3 tenths deduction.
All right, so there you see the totals at the end of rotation 1. We do have one exhibition on the uneven bars for the Owls, but you can see there, Temple with that 48.3, NC State with a 48.9. just shy of kind of where they want to be, but we've still got three big events. So let's take a look at this. Is Irina Whalen.
Some leg separation in that bail to handstand, but nice handstand on the high bar. Needs more amplitude on that Tkachev release move, gearing up for her dismount here. Oh, and you know, she got good height on the dismount. I think maybe she didn't twist quite fast enough to get it around, so too bad there. But, you know, again, just these exhibition routines are important to get these athletes some experience, especially as they're resting athletes in these busy meet weekends.
There you go, and so that it truly does conclude rotation number 1. You see Temple has pulled a little bit into the lead with 49.1 after Ari's score came in, replacing the one fall from Caitlin Gray. So again, top 6 gymnasts, 5 scores count. So Temple in the lead here as we close out rotation number 1. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and the rotations will switch events. Welcome back inside Reynolds Coliseum. You are watching Women's College Gymnastics. We've got a great meet already between the Owls from Temple and the Wolfpack from NC State. Just 2/10 difference. Christina, tell us a little bit about what we saw in rotation 1.
Well, you know, I think Temple can be ecstatic about how they performed. As I mentioned last week, they they scored in the 47s, getting a 49.1. Not only is that their season high, that ranks as their 4th highest bar score in program history, topped off by that beautiful routine by Ariana Castrense, a career high 9.9.
Absolutely, and then we've got the Wolfpack, not their best vault rotation, some little steps here and there, some errors just in terms of form, but overall decent.
Yeah, it was a fine start for them. You know, really the highlight of the rotation was the first vault that we saw from Gabrielle Diaz, got her career high with that huge Yurchenko full. You know, Shruti Anand debuted her front pike half, that 10.0 start value. Didn't quite have the landing that she needs to get into those higher scores, but I think she's going to hone that as we push towards the later half of the season.
Absolutely. There you've got a quick recap of the Temple bar scores. Again, that fall by Caitlin Gray being erased by the fantastic remaining lineup from the Owl bar team. So you see the Temple team getting ready for their vault event. NC State going to move over to the uneven bars. Temple NQS of a 48.815. So again, all in kind of those upper 48 ranges, really trying to build on that.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about the national qualifying score at the top of the broadcast. Remember, records do not count in college gymnastics. It's all about the scores. So for Temple, the NQS is made up of 6 scores. They are currently looking to drop a 193.825. That's the number to beat for Temple.
Yep, Sarah Stallings getting ready to lead off.
And nice Yurchenko full. You know, she just, I think she opened a little early because she had that dynamic in the air. Really good block off the table.
Yeah, another quick look here. Again, the form is really good.
Yeah, closes her hip angle there, just came in a little shy. Has to take that step forward.
We'll jump right in here. This is Meredith Robinson competing.
And I love her straddled Jaeger. Just has such nice extension. Floaty pack salto. That's one of my favorite skills. And gosh, she just nails that half pirouette on the low bar. That's a place where a lot of gymnasts struggle.
Yeah, her handstands are just exquisite, just right on top of the bar.
Yeah, and doesn't quite stick the landing, but she's such a solid lead off for them. And I agree with you, her handstand positions are really nice. You know, that handstand in pirouette into her dismount was a little bit shy. We'll take a look here. Oh, no, just seeing the double back. Really nice double back there. The handstand was a little shy, but remember, when athletes are doing these pirouetting elements, they have a larger margin of error. So you can be within 20 degrees of handstand on the pirouetting elements as opposed to 10 degrees when you're just casting up to handstand.
Absolutely. Juliana Rowland getting ready for the Owls. That was huge. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that I mean that definitely we should get if we get a look on replay, we'll have to look at the hip angle here.
But she really opened that up at the end.
Beautiful. Nice, she flared it out too.
Yeah.
Maybe a little low chest on landing, but
that's being real picky.
Yeah, we are very, very picky here in the booth. But great job. I mean, that should score. I would probably score that a 9-9.
Absolutely. Temple did not come to play today. They came to win. All right. Haley Merchant up for the Wolfpack.
Beautiful pack salto there.
Bars also NC State's lowest ranked event in terms of the Eagle Conference. So both teams, this is...
Wow. No doubt on that dismount, sinks into that double layout beautifully.
Just spectacular.
And look how beautiful, just textbook technique, had that double layout rise, and she just held, that was a very natural stick. Juliana Rowland, 9.925, well deserved.
The vault's only worth a 9.95.
Yeah, and another really nice Yurchenko full.
Yeah, Mackenzie Aresta, sorry.
But yeah, Juliana Rowland, I mean, that was a gorgeous one, and they're just building off that momentum here. Not quite the landing that her teammate had. Yeah, didn't get the block off the table that we saw from Rowland, but nice job.
Absolutely.
You know, you mentioned that Temple did not come to play. You know, when we talked to Coach Nelson, one of the things that I liked was he said, you know, these athletes, they are not happy with how they performed. They aren't just trying to go out there and do a little better. They want to show that they can be in contention. He said, we don't want to be, you know, have just a single flash in the pan last season. We want to fight for Eagle championships this season, too. I love that competitiveness.
Absolutely. And that's part of the reason they had joined the Eagle Conference was they wanted more difficult competition. And they definitely get it by joining Eagle. So we've got Lex Ortega up for the Wolfpack.
And check this release move out off the top of her routine. Does this big Hindorf. Missed it last week, but nice job there. Has had a couple of borderline handstands and was short on her first handstand. Gearing up for her dismount here. Just that step forward. You know, some issues with handstands in that routine, but that Hindorf is so cool to see.
Yes, and she absolutely gorgeous. Last week, you know, hated to see her fall on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and just needs some of those details to be cleaned up in the handstands, but good recovery from her from last week.
Absolutely. Jumping right back over to vault, Anna Hill.
The dynamics of these vaults are really nice. Temple is competing a lot, unlike NC State that has some different vaults in their lineup. There's a lot of Yurchenko fulls, but they are really getting good block off the table. Again, just needs a little bit more control in that landing, but good job.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mackenzie Aresta prior to that, a 9.825. Seems a little high for me.
Agreed.
Just based on the low chest, the step on the landing, that kind of stuff. But that's what she got, and that's what she got. But again, not to be outdone, Lex Ortega comes in with a 9.825 on bars.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think that score is a little high. I love Lex Ortega's work, but she had some handstands in there that I think she could have been docked. And when we are critiquing these scores, it should go without saying, we're critiquing the judging, we are not critiquing the gymnasts. The gymnasts are doing amazing, and they are incredible athletes. We just like to see these scores being applied consistently with the code of points.
Absolutely. And again, our viewpoint is slightly different. We're sitting beside the floor, and so we've got different camera angles when we're viewing live. We're not sitting directly beside the bars or the vault. All right, Karina Jordan for the Wolfpack team. And again, we talked about people that we just love their line. She's got, I'm going to knock on wood now, but just a great line on the uneven bars.
Agreed. And she's been another athlete that's been really solid for NC State on bars this season. Look at her going for those handstands. Here's her Tkachev. Nice toe point that she maintains through that Tkachev, which I like.
She is ranked in the top 10 on bars in the Eagle Conference. She comes in 7th with a NQS of a 9.8.
And it's the details, as I mentioned, that toe pointer to Tkachev in her pack salto. Her legs are glued together. Here's her dismount. Double layout, drills it.
She knows where she is everything. It's so floaty, and she's like, it's just a walk in the park. I'm going to put my feet down. I'm not going to move.
She has great air awareness, and we're going to see that same thing from her on floor. Take a look at this double layout. Gorgeous.
Just nails it every single time. Hannah Stallings finishing up her vault. Hopefully we'll get to take a look at that one on replay, because that was a gorgeous vault. Just a small, tiny hop on the landing.
So taking another look here. Yeah, twisted a little early off the table. We want them to see the athletes rise. It's basically flip then twist. Rise off the table, then do the twist.
Yeah, but a great job out of Hannah Stallings, and a 9.95 on the uneven bars for Karina Jordan.
And the crowd here is on their feet. So well deserved. Gotta say, I do not disagree with that judging. No. That is awesome. Have your moment, Karina Jordan. She looks so happy.
Absolutely.
Just, like I said, the toe point maintenance through the whole routine, and how she just floats that pack salto. She deserves it.
Absolutely. We said it was a gorgeous routine, and she nailed it. So well deserved for her.
And look at these two teams battling it out. This is what we love to see. Just a half a tenth separating these two teams right now.
It is, yeah, it is absolutely crazy. And the thing is like the audience, they really, again, I think the audience just really appreciates good gymnastics, because they're cheering for both teams. They've got friends on both teams.
Nice big ray there for Lauren Rutherford.
Yes, it says Emily Shepard. She's next. This is Lauren Rutherford competing.
Pretty handstand. And yeah, just like we saw from her on vault, just really pretty toe point, leg separation on that double layout. Can't complain about that stuck landing,
No. They say sticks are contagious.
And this is so exciting, because they're battling it out. They're going head for head. Both of these teams are having great rotations. And that's what I love about dual meets, is that ability to go back and forth like that.
Absolutely. And the thing is the gymnasts are not actually watching each other. Most of the time they're so in their own head and in their own space that they have no idea what the other team is doing.
And Ariana Castrense here. Wow, huge 1.5. I cannot say enough good things about Ariana Castrense's gymnastics. Didn't quite get that stick, but just gets huge air. Let's take a look here on replay.
Again, this vault is worth a 10.0. Almost not quite ready for the landing. She's got some.
I think she surprised herself.
Yes.
With that vault. And by the way, she's capable of doing a double twisting, Yurchenko. Coach Nielsen told me they probably weren't going to put that in until the later part of the season, maybe postseason. but that's a vault that very few gymnasts are doing in NCAA.
And another huge score, 9.925 for Rutherford.
Yeah, and to me, that's coming in a little high in comparison with Karina Jordan and the little leg separation she had, but great routine. She is beautiful to watch.
All right, final competitor, Emily Shepard for the Wolfpack.
And speaking of beautiful lines, and just hesitated a little bit in that full turn, caught a little close, but she's working through it like the seasoned athlete that she is. And gets that going. I was worried because of how she caught the Jaeger, she would struggle on the pack salto, but handled that well.
And prior to that, Rutherford had a career high last week of a 9.875, so we'll just one-up that.
Yeah, new career highs. These athletes,
fun.
We have so many career highs. Everybody's getting career highs. Ariana Castrense, 9.85 there. Not her career high, but so many career highs happening here.
A season high for Ariana.
Yeah. And nice stick there on that full twisting double back. That's what you like to see. That routine did not go perfectly for her, but she handled it. She didn't turn that into a fall, which is really difficult when you miscatch something on bars to keep that swing going.
Absolutely. Veteran move out of Emily Shepard. So no exhibitions by either team after rotation number 2. We are at the midway point. Those scores may fluctuate just a little bit as we wait for Emily Shepard's score to come in. But we're going to take a quick break at the midway point, and NC State's going to move to balance beam. Temple will be on floor. Welcome back, everybody, to this amazing dual meet between Eagle Conference rivals Temple and NC State. We just had a rock star second performance. Team highs on bars and vault for both teams, career highs all around. Tell us a little bit about the NC State team on bars.
Yeah, NC State program record. They got 49.450. Check this out. Karina Jordan, double layout, absolutely gorgeous, textbook technique, very well deserved.
Absolutely. 3 gymnasts posting new career highs. Emily Shepard ties her season high. Like you said, a program record. This team was just lights out 49.45 on this event. Let's jump over to another program record on the vault for the Temple Owls of 49.2.
And look at this huge Yurchenko full from Juliana Rowland. Absolutely gorgeous, is able to flare it out. Ariana Castrense, look at this power, huge vault. Doesn't quite get the stick, but she's such a dynamic vaulter.
Absolutely, and 2 more career highs out of the Owl team on vault. So moving into rotation number 3, there you can see the NC State bars results. Just huge overall. NC State's going to move to the balance beam. Temple is going to move to the floor exercise. And again, these two, there is half a tenth right now between these two teams.
And I hope all of our viewers are seeing, if you're not watching Eagle Gymnastics, you are missing some really exciting meets. I really think that so many teams in the Eagle could win the Eagle Championship this season. UNC has already secured the regular season championship, but we're seeing Temple on pace to get their best score so far this season, right neck and neck with NC State.
Absolutely. Gabby Diaz is going to lead off the Wolfpack on beam just like she did on vault.
And got her career high on vault. Feels like we're saying that all night. We're just so excited to see, and she's a great lead off for them on beam. Very calm beam worker.
Absolutely. NC State coming in ranked first in the Eagle on this event with a 49.1 as their NQS. They're also ranked 15th nationally, tied with UNC.
And she just shows off the landing and that aerial back handspring. The front to back combinations can be difficult to connect. She does it really smoothly. Maybe just a little bit shy of split in that second element. Her switch split was 180, but I don't think the second split jump was. And does that difficult switch half connected into the beat jump. That switch half is rated an E element. As a reminder, in college gymnastics, these skills are rated A to E, A being the easiest and E being the most difficult. Hangs on to that stuck landing. Really solid start for NC State.
Great start for them. Just some little wobbles here and there. Season high of a 9.8. I'm not sure if it's quite there, but it'll be pretty close.
Yeah, and here's her dismount, 1.5. Little hanging on to that by her toes.
You see those toes grip the mat.
Yeah.
All right, Renee Shugman for floor. She is actually the leadoff on both floor and balance beam. Temple again, we got to see them warm up just a little bit, and they've got such fun floor music.
Absolutely.
And I love their leotards.
Agree.
Temple also ranked first on floor in the Eagle Conference. So each team currently on their top ranked event. Their NQS right now is a 48.995, a season high on this event of a 49.375. Never without fail, the sideline choreography.
Yeah, the side choreo, it's critical. Wow, really nice landing on that double pike.
Nice final tumbling pass, absolutely. A great lead off for Temple.
And I think Temple is rolling now. They've gotten through their problem event bars, and that probably just gave them so much confidence.
Absolutely.
But we're taking a look at this opening pass, really difficult because she's doing the 1.5 into the front full, and I gotta say great air awareness because she was pretty low on that front full.
She was really low. You saw the squat on the landing. So
she'll get a small deduction, but she could have easily sat that down, so good for her.
Absolutely. Back over to balance beam, Kaylin Folan for the Wolfpack.
And here's one of those unusual series, the front toss to back handspring, back handspring. Would like to see more chest up on that front toss, but cool to see that in combination.
Kaylin, a beam specialist for this team.
And just some soft knees in those splits. When I say soft knees, what I mean is that the knee isn't completely extended, keeping those legs straight. Oh, and nice save there on her aerial.
Some little wobbles here and there. Gabby in the leadoff spot at 9.825 for the Wolfpack. Not to be outdone, a 9.8 on floor.
Yeah, these teams are really going head-to-head here. I love this dismount, the cartwheel into the 1.5. She was a little shaky in places through that routine, but she fought through it. And that's so important in this position because you never know what's going to come in later in the lineup.
As we've seen, when there's a 0.5 difference between these two teams, every 10th truly counts. You never know like you said, you never know what's going to happen. So a few shakes here and there, totally fine. Not going to be quite to her season high of a 9.8, but again, a great performance out of Kaylin. All right, another look at Juliana Rowland.
And just coming off that super dynamic Yurchenko full.
Rowland, one of the seniors on this team.
Great double pike to open there. Great control on that layout front full.
So far, so good. Great performance. Season high of a 9.9. It may be close.
Yeah, and she's got beautiful toe point. Actually really similar to what we see from Emily Shepard.
Definitely playing to the crowd, giving a true performance. And a huge double back in that final tumbling pass.
She had great control of all of her passes. A little bit of leg separation in that double back. The judges often don't catch that in real time, but just in beautiful performance quality as well.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick replay here at her second pass, I believe this is.
And just as a reminder, on floor, athletes are required to do one of these 2 salto passes. So they have to do 2 flipping elements like she did there, the front layout to the front full.
All right, jumping back over to beam, Macy Jennings.
And she's just overturned that full turn. One of those requirements in NCAA beam routines, gearing up for her triple series here.
I know there's been a lot of talk about, wanting the NCAA to take that full turn out. I'm with it.
You like it being in there.
I'm okay with it being taken.
Oh, you're okay with it being taken out, yeah.
It's a full turn. They've been doing it since they were like a level 5.
You're right.
Like, let's get rid of the full turn.
Yeah, I think I'm probably with you. Let the people that like to do the full turns do them, but
there's so many other A skills that you can do.
Yeah. But since then has been working through this routine really nicely.
Absolutely. And they are going to be looking, Kaylin Folan, 9.725 on her routine. So again, that is going to be the score that they're looking at replacing.
And Cat Leap would have liked to see a little bit more precise positioning in that Cat Leap. Gearing up for her dismount here, aerial. Sticks that landing though, really nice control on that landing.
Absolutely, getting some of that momentum back for this Wolfpack team.
And here's that switch split to the tuck 3/4, which is it's difficult when you do those elements landing on the side of the beam. Aerial full here, nice landing.
We'll jump right back over to the floor. Hannah Stallings again competing in the all-around tonight.
Oh, and I thought she might have gone on a bounce, but I do not believe she did. It was close.
It was close. I think she knew right where she was at. Very interesting combination there, that wolf pull to the switch ring half.
Yeah, not a lot of folks competing that.
Again, Hannah ranked in the all-around in the Eagle, coming in 5th as an all-around gymnast. Career high, I guess career high and season high on this event because she is a freshman.
Sure.
A 9.85.
Oh.
Definitely unfortunate. Just couldn't quite hold on.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there because the positioning looked fine in the air, maybe a little low, but didn't really seem like maybe she was just fell off on the landing. Not sure.
Yeah, like I said, it looked good. It looked like she put her feet down as normal. Just should have taken a step back and ended up on her behind. I'm not sure if she knows what happened.
Yeah.
All right, Lex Ortega. Her third and final event for the evening.
And this is my favorite event to watch her on. Leg up full turn into the split jump. Now this is the highlight. She's gearing up to do a back handspring Anodi for her series.
For those that don't know, she jumps and does a half turn in the back handspring.
Gorgeous. That is not your grandmother's acrobatic series. That is so difficult.
And we were talking at the top of the broadcast how there are a couple other gymnasts in college gymnastics that do this Anodi. Nobody does it in in combination, and nobody does it that well.
Madison Kirsch from San Jose State does do it in combination.
Okay, I haven't seen that
so cool that there's only 2 people in the world competing that.
Yeah.
And those 2 people compete in college gymnastics. That is how dynamic college gymnastics is. Lex Ortega, so just easy. Beam is so easy for her. Love that she's bringing that innovation to NCAA gymnastics.
And I'm really curious, as she gets more routines under her belt, where she's going to come in ranked in the conference, and then just overall. Again, gorgeous routine. She's got a season high on this event of a 9.9. I don't know why she's not ranked yet.
I think that she is just like, I don't think the judges are rewarding her enough, and I actually think when she does that, when she does her nodi, she steps front out of it, and I wonder if the judges are taking a deduction. It doesn't seem to me like they should, because she's tumbling out of it. She's taking a nice controlled step. But so I think that, but I think they might be. And what I'm saying is, I think that's different than doing a back handspring layout step out and taking a step back out of it. I think she should be allowed the step.
Absolutely. Tori Edwards up for Temple on floor. So you saw the score come in for Hannah Stallings at 9.025. Again, that's going to be the score that they are really wanting to drop.
A little bit of a crossover step, but so difficult, that front double fold.
Edwards, a season high of a 9.875. She's actually one of the graduate students on this team, so brings a lot of seniority with her. Not gonna lie, some amazing dance moves.
Yeah,
we've got the whole Temple team in front of us doing the same dance moves.
Great control on that last
Absolutely
pass.
gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, she's so dynamic and getting mobbed by the teammates there.
They seem happy.
Yeah, talk to Coach Nelson about her doing. You know what? Good for you. Do your celebration dance. Great job. Coach Nelson was telling, she's one of the captains, such a dynamic leader. And he did say, with some of his seniors, he's trying to pace them, make sure that they are prepared for postseason, doesn't want to rush them. So she's capable of competing bars, is not competing bars at the moment. Same with vault. But I love her on floor.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch. And like you said, just making sure that the athletes are healthy for postseason, and that's what they really want. So the nice thing I like to see is as they were dancing on the floor, we don't have it. They're in gymnastics, there's no excessive celebration.
That's true. Yeah, we don't get that penalty.
You go out there and you cheer for what you just did. All right, Emily Shepard is going to be up next for the Wolfpack on balance beam. Still waiting just a second for Ortega's score to come in. 9.725. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, that's too low. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta say, I would like to see that judge's score sheet, because there was not enough deductions. There were not. She stuck the landing. Nice split positions. Do not agree with that score.
I don't know where they found roughly 3/10 in execution. But we'll move along to Emily Shepard again. Fantastic gymnast to watch, ranked third in the Eagle on this event. NQS right now of a 9.865.
And talked about her toe point being one of those things that distinguishes her, and she just has such great stretch through all of her elements. This series, a lot of athletes will bend their knees in the back handspring and or the layout step out, but look how extended she keeps them throughout that back handspring layout step out.
And just absolutely saw, not even a blink of an eye when she finished that.
Really nice aerial there. And what I like is how she keeps her chest up when she finishes the aerial. Difficult split half there as well.
Just the dismount.
You know, it's just another day at the office for Emily Shepard.
It really is. It's a walk in the park. I believe her career high is a 9.95.
Yes.
Season high of a 9.9. I don't know where they're going to find. I'm sure they're going to find some sort of deduction.
But look at that's what I was talking about, the chest position on that aerial. A lot of athletes will land that low. By the way, and here's her aerial to full. Lex Ortega, I looked at the split, 9.8, 9.65 split. Do not agree with that 9.65 judge.
Yeah, where did the 9.65 come from? I'm with you. I do not agree with that. But again, we will continue with the meet. Faith Leary competing now for Temple.
Front layout to Rudy there, really nice.
Faith, also a graduate student for this team.
And she had really nice control of her leap series there.
Floor specialist for the Owls. I think we can see why.
Yeah.
It's the final tumbling pass.
Oh.
Held on to that. You could see her front leg coming up just a little bit.
Yeah, so that will be a little deduction, but, you know, again, that experience coming in, you know, she could have very easily gone out of bounds, which would have been a 10th neutral deduction. You know, when we talk about these fifth years, a reminder that the college gymnasts were granted a fifth year of eligibility because of COVID. So you see a lot more of these athletes taking fifth years, and yeah, just see, she was a little off balance when she landed, but nice recovery, minimize those deductions.
And they're trying to eliminate that score from Hannah Stalling. So again, a small execution error like that, way better than the fall. She stayed in bounds as well, so great performance. All right, sixth person for the NC State Wolfpack is Nicole Webb. There will be an exhibition, but she's the final competitor in the regular lineup. Emily Shepard there, you see coming in 9.85 for her score.
And Nicole's one of those other athletes that I really love her extension. Backhand spring, layout, step out. Look how solid she is. It's the details, the toe point, the arm placements. Not a fingernail is out of place with her.
Very true.
Lovely stretch. And she's almost demand, you know, she throws her arms down. She's so confident. She knows exactly where she's going to be on the beam. Very authoritative.
Yes.
Very solid aerial.
It's one of those, like, I'm going to put my arms exactly where they go because you will not take a deduction on this.
And that's the one place in her routine, the wolf jump, she loses form in there, doesn't keep her legs together. Very difficult dance element. Doesn't quite stick that double full, but nice job from Nicole Webb.
Absolutely, a great performance.
And you know, they are coming off of this really strong bars rotation for both teams, actually. I think that actually can be a challenge because you're so excited coming off of that. Yes, this rotation has been perfect. There's that wolf jump sheep jump I was talking about. Her legs come apart there, but really that's the only place where she has technique errors. Yes, she doesn't quite stick that landing. That'll probably be a half a tenth, though.
And like you said, coming off of a program record on the uneven bars, you've got all this adrenaline, and you got to go to balance beam.
Yeah, it's difficult. So, you know, both of these teams, it's interesting because both of them came off of these program records. on the respective events. They haven't had perfect rotations, but they've been battling, they've been fighting, and that's what I like to see.
They really have. And the nice thing I will say for Temple is they got to go to floor where it is a little bit more energetic, a little bit more, you don't have to have that calm demeanor as much as you do on balance beam. All right, so just waiting for the final lineup for the Owls. Brooke Donabedian.
And a 9-9 coming in for Nicole Webb.
Absolutely, and I think you called it. There were like those two little things on the sheep jump and like maybe a smidge of a hip out of place, something like that.
Yeah, I still gotta say that score's a little high for me, but it was a beautiful routine.
It was, and you know what? I'm gonna take it given that Lex's score was so low.
Right, okay, we're averaging them out. We've got our own judging here at the commentators table, folks.
We'll rob Peter to pay Paul.
1.5 to layout step. I love that pass.
Yes, and that was done so well.
Yeah, really nice control.
So again, both teams do have an exhibition, but Brooke is the final competitor that's going to make up the team score overall. Brooke, a career high of a 9.9, actually ranked second in the Eagle on this event, NQS of a 9.85.
Gorgeous double full to end there.
A really tough pass to end with, too.
And she had such a beautiful dance in there as well. We saw tour jeté, we saw some other things. I bet she has ballet training.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the replays. Her first pass and her third pass. If we can get those in. There they come.
And look at the control she has on that landing. Really keeps her feet anchored.
Yep, and here's that final pass again, a nice double full. Maybe didn't get the feet all the way around, but they'll take a half a tenth.
But such a difficult pass to end with.
Absolutely, and again, a season high 9.9 on that. I can see why she's ranked second in the Eagle overall.
And career high for Nicole Webb on beam with that 9.9.
Absolutely, and Brooke Smead for the pack.
Hanging on to that front toss.
She's exhibitioned a couple times on this event. Again, just kind of building some of that confidence. It's a long season for some of these gymnasts, especially some of the freshmen coming in, people that haven't competed maybe last season at all. 13 weeks in a row is very hard on the body, so you need depth in all of your lineups, and using this exhibition spot is a great way to get some of that experience.
Yeah, and just having, she's going for that front toss to back handspring combo, so that's why she repeated that element. But really important to be right on that first element so you can connect it. And this is a really difficult, the straddle half, but from sideways, really becoming more popular in college gymnastics. And a little slow into that connection to her dismount, but really nice landing there.
Absolutely. Again, not perfect, but she hit her routine. She had a couple errors, and she worked through it, and that's really what the coaches want to see. All right, so that wraps up the Wolfpack on beam. Sarah Stallings doing an exhibition on the floor exercise. There you see Brooke's score coming in at 9.825.
Really nice chest position on that landing.
Yeah, great double pike. Sarah has yet to compete in the lineup on this event, but again, as they're resting some of their gymnasts, Great opportunity for her to get out there so that if she needs to step in a pinch, she can. Her final tumbling pass. Little low,
yeah,
but held on.
And Temple was able to drop that fall they had in the earlier part of the rotation from Hannah Stallings. 49-125. Temple has now gone 49 plus on every event.
Absolutely, and again, great opportunity for them. Coach Nielsen knows that this is what the team is capable of. But again, these teams neck and neck. 49-125 out of Temple on floor. 49-1 out of the Wolfpack on balance beam. That concludes our third rotation. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back in a couple of minutes with the fourth and final event. Welcome back to Women's College Gymnastics. We have a fantastic Eagle showdown between Temple and NC State. You see there a quarter and a half, tenth and a half or so between the two teams. But moving into the fourth and final rotation, Christina, tell us just a little bit. We had program histories on rotation 2. We had fantastic routines on rotation number 3. Let's talk a little bit about this NC State Wolfpack on.
Yeah, Nicole Webb, we love watching her on this event. So confident. This was the one place that, the sheep jump, she loses form there. But otherwise, really nice. Taking a look at her dismount here, that double full, not done very often in college gymnastics anymore. And then Emily Shepard, she's always so gorgeous to watch on this event. Look at the chest position on landing.
Absolutely, the beam team of 49.1, but let's talk about this Temple floor team as well. 49-125.
Great score for them. Juliana Rowland there. Tori Edwards, love seeing her. I got to say, this was a highlight of the rotation for me because of that tumbling control, but also such a great performer.
The performance, the dance overall was just so fun to watch. And then again, the celebration afterwards.
And that's what I love about college gymnastics.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. And there's a quick look at Coach Josh Nielsen. Let's talk a little bit about this tattoo that he got from conference championships last year.
That's right. So as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he started talking with his athletes about he wanted them at 212. Now, our STEM nerds out there will know that 212 is the boiling point of water. So he said, it kind of just became a thing. It became a theme. They started saying this around the gym. And he said to them before they went into Eagles, if we win this meet, I'll get a tattoo. And you guys can pick it. That's what they picked because that had been their theme. And, it's funny. Sam Schneider at Pittsburgh said the same thing to her team about their beam record when they were at Texas Women's earlier. She's having to get a tattoo. Hasn't gotten it inked yet, so far as I know. But these coaches have to be careful because when you lay a challenge like that on the gauntlet, the athletes are going to step up to the plate.
They really are. They're going to start a new trend in collegiate gymnastics with coaches getting tattoos. And yeah, Coach Nielsen, it was he was telling his team they're 211. They need to step it up, and they sure stepped it up last year, coming in and winning first time in the Eagle Conference championship. So good for him for following through.
And unfortunately, they did qualify for regionals, had to pull out because of COVID protocols. So a shame there. But really exciting for them to have won Eagles last year.
Yep, and then we've got to look at the Temple beam lineup. Renee Shugman currently on the balance beam, followed by Summer Ruski, who will take a first look at Brooke, Hannah, Ari, and Juliana, who we have all seen numerous times this year.
But look at this aerial, that front aerial combination. She does it so seamlessly. I love that. And again, those front series, it's more difficult to keep the momentum going. But I really didn't see room for pause deduction.
No, she performs that so well.
You can see why she's the leadoff for them. So calm. And I jinxed her. Going for that combo here. Nice on that repeat. The reason she repeated that is because these athletes have to build up their start value. You have to, in order to fulfill these requirements, one of them is that dance combo. So she was repeating that so she could connect it. Little shy on the 1.5, but beautiful beam work.
Yeah, a great lead off for the Temple beam team. And again, we've been talking, they've already had 49s on. Here's a look at this acro.
Gorgeous. Look at this. She keeps it going. Great momentum right on there.
Makes it look so easy.
Yes.
That is not an easy skill.
And there's the 1.5. Again, a little short. She had to take that hop back, so that'll be a 10th probably.
Yep, right over to floor. Gabby Diaz again in the leadoff spot. The 3 events that Gabby does, she is the leadoff person. And she is a performer. When we talked to Coach Landris last week after the meet, it was, how do you go out and get these gymnasts to perform week in and week out? And she said, I tell them you're on Broadway. I love it. And they sure do act like they're on Broadway. Diaz a career or a season high on this event of a 9.9, so definitely going after that mark again.
And just a little shy on that double back.
Absolutely. But other than that, I mean, there's not been anything to deduct in this routine overall.
She's such a great leadoff. As we discussed, leading off on every event.
Every event she does, she is the leadoff individual. So great work for Gabby Diaz on that.
Happy to announce, I think that the judges are tuning into this broadcast because Lex Ortega's score has been raised to 9.875, which is on beam. Exactly. So,
as it should be.
Not sure what happened. Maybe there was a question about start value, but we did not agree with that score. So 9.875, much more appropriate.
Good for her. Maybe the meet ref stepped in. I have no idea. I don't know if they inquired, but I'm glad to see that being raised as it should be. All right, Summer Ruski for the Owls.
Some form issues in that back handspring layout step out, as I was mentioning when NC State is on beam. Sometimes the athletes lose their form in the back handspring layout step out, some bent knees. Nice front toss there. Little bit slow into the connection for her beat jump.
Ruski typically doing beam and floor. We did not see her on floor this evening, so this is her only event. One of the freshmen on this team.
A nice switch side there. The cat leap positions, the cat leap positions, a lot of the gymnasts are struggling with those tonight. Would like to see some higher leg positions and turnout.
Absolutely, but a great dismount.
Beautiful dismount there.
And we were touching a little bit, so the Temple team has gone 49 plus on every event. If they can go 49 plus again, I'm going for another top 5 program score.
Absolutely. Look at that. Gorgeous. And the chest position was nice. No movement of feet. Beautiful dismount.
Absolutely. Haley Merchant for the Wolfpack on floor. Great shot of the sideline dancing. Haley, another one of the 3 event specialists for this Wolfpack team.
Oh, it looked like she lost her balance a little bit there on the landing, but covered it nicely.
Yeah, just a little bit. I almost wonder if she was afraid if she stepped too far, she'd go out of bounds, and then she had some happy feet going on. the Wolfpack team, everyone has the Wolfpack symbol somewhere in their floor routine. I think if there is a hand sign anymore in collegiate gymnastics, it's made its way into both floor and beam routine.
And the entire team and audience does the pack sign at the last pass.
It helps. It gives them more energy.
Right. Well, you competed here,
yes.
So.
It totally helps.
Yeah. Nice routine, a couple of control issues here and there. Really liked her dance series in the middle of the routine there.
Yeah, and a season high of a 9.725 on this event. I think it'll be right around there.
And really nice extension in a very difficult sequence. Usually you see people connecting 2 dance leap or jumps, but she did 3 and got her head position back in that ring.
Just a little leg separation there on the landing, which again, judging in real time, they may not have been able to see that quite as much as we could. All right, Brooke Donabedian.
A nice connection there in the aerial to back handspring. That acrobatic series, of course, a requirement on balance beam. Nice side summy, though again, some form on that cat leap.
And as Coach Nielsen said, on our earlier broadcast, they're just looking for 6 hit routines.
Absolutely.
They wanted 24 for 24. They've had a couple mishaps. But again, with collegiate gymnastics, you can get rid of some of those falls, so they have not had to count a fall at this time.
And she hung on to that stick, was on her toes.
Those toes. And you're going to hear the crowd getting pumped up here. That is Madison Benson that she does every single time. Really pumps up the crowd before this lights out floor routine.
And Summer Rusky for Temple, her career high in her freshman season, the 9.85 there. So nicely rewarded.
Great for her. And that was a really good routine.
Yeah, beautiful. And get ready, because Madison Benson can put this double pike into the rafters. Oh, I jinxed her.
You did jinx her. She opened a little early, had to take a step forward.
Great height, but yeah, just opened early.
Really working on controlling some of that power.
Great leaps, though, and look at that control on the landing.
The fact that she can jump that high in a leap pass is just mind-boggling. I understand there's springs under the floor, but I think part of her legs are springs as well.
And just a little bit shy there. She just seems a bit off on her landing.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Just the landings are a little off tonight. But every 10th counts, and she's going to fight through it till the end. Final tumbling pass.
And again, a little short on that double back.
She tried to hold on to the stick, but had to take that step forward.
But you know what? What a fighter, because that was a tough routine for her, but she really minimized the deductions, fought through, could have easily fallen on those passes. We're going to take a look at this double pike here.
Great height, good position, just lets go of those legs a smidge too early.
Yeah. And then looking at this double back, we'll see if it's the same mistake. Better. That one wasn't as short.
Really tried to hold on.
Yeah.
All right, Hannah Stallings on balance beam for the Owls. Prior to that, Brooke Donabedian at 9.9. Hannah, not her best meet. Again, she did have that fall on the floor exercise, but like we've talked about, she's a freshman. She's coming in and competing all around, and this is week 7 in terms of collegiate gymnastics.
Oh,
definitely unfortunate.
Just was way off on her series there.
I bet in her club career, she probably didn't have more than 6 or 7 meets in the whole season. And here she is, 7 meets in, competing all around. And she's only halfway done with the season.
Yeah, and cool series there, though. She did that split jump into the layout, step out, really nice. I agree with you. You know, for some athletes transitioning into college, because of the frequency of how much you compete increases so much, that can be a tricky adjustment.
It can. It's tough on your body, and even if you don't realize how tough it is on your body, you may think mentally and physically you're fine, but it is definitely a different mentality. Your body just gets worn down.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this this series. Yeah, her hips were just way too far off. Really no chance to save it at that point.
Absolutely. And again, they've got 4 meets in a week and a half. In 9 days, they've got 4 meets. These two teams are going to compete again on Sunday at George Washington. So they've got another battle with another conference foe. And it would not surprise me if Hannah doesn't do all around the next couple of meets. Just rest your body.
So here we are with Nicole Webb, seeing if she can get the Wolfpack back on track.
9.7 for Madison Benson. So again, not bad, but we know that she's capable of so much more.
Yeah, and I love Madison's gymnastics. I think that 9.7 is a little high with her landings, but Nicole Webb, gorgeous to watch on floor. Again,
she did take that step forward, but it was almost on purpose so that she didn't step out of
right. And look at these leaps. So pretty.
Great double stag jump out of that tumbling pass. Got the Wolves up in the air for the final tumbling pass.
Oh. Yeah, you know, she under-rotated that 1.5, and when you're under-rotated on the middle skill, really hard to punch out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You could tell she kind of landed a little funny, and she didn't get that proper rebound. Definitely unfortunate for Nicole because she is such a fantastic performer on this event. But you know, we'll take a look here.
And this was that pass that you were talking about, and I agree. She has really nice position in that double stag. Yeah. And just didn't quite get that. If you're not in perfect position in that initial salto, it's really hard to get that front flip around.
That rebound. But again, that can be the drop score for this Wolfpack team. They've just got to make sure the last two performers really pick it up. All right, Ari Castrens in the 5th spot for Temple.
The one-armed back handspring layout step out, that's just showing off. I mean...
And it's so quick because you start the back handspring the exact same, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, not putting that arm down.
Yeah, and I mean, Ariana Castrense, I'm just so impressed with her athleticism. She's such a dynamic athlete. The C-zone into that switch half. And I talked to Coach Nielsen. He said, you know, she would do any skill that I throw at her. Really just such a powerful athlete. I think she's really an underrated all-arounder in NCAA gymnastics.
I agree. And the only reason she's not ranked right now in the Eagle Conference in all-around is because she hasn't competed at enough meets.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, and I just meant underrated as in under the radar, I guess I should say.
Absolutely.
Double twist, doesn't quite stick that landing, but...
Like how she landed in the salute.
Yeah, right, exactly. She knows how to sell it.
A fantastic job by Ari. One more competitor for the Temple in the regular lineup plus an exhibition. NC State, Lauren Rutherford. We talked about Broadway performances. This is one of them.
Oh, and nice save there. Another, similar to Nicole Webb, was really under-rotated on that 2.5, but managed to get the punch front around.
But like you said, managed to save it, and that's what they're looking for. They need 5 out of 6 hit routines on this event. Especially if they're going to remain in the lead from Temple. Rutherford, a season high of a 9.875. I'm not sure that we'll get that tonight.
Oh, and took that double back really high, but again, maybe just opened a little early.
Yeah, it's
nice
like
job, though.
Like the whole team, they're just a little off, maybe playing it a little bit too cautious.
Yeah, the landings have not been as crisp as we're used to seeing for the Wolfpack. So taking a look at that first pass here, so really difficult, 2.5, but yeah, her shoulders were way back, really impressed she managed to save that. And you know, we're talking about these scores. Both of these teams have these national qualifying scores, so the question is, are they going to score above their lowest counting national qualifying score? For NC State, that is a 195.25, so as long as they can beat that, which they will,
absolutely,
that will increase their national qualifying score. Big shout out to Jenna King from College Gym News for this great spreadsheet of projected national qualifying scores.
Absolutely. This is Juliana Rowland in the anchor spot.
Wow. Really lovely control. I've just been so impressed by her gymnastics today.
Yes. Even watching her warm up, I was very excited to see the competition.
And that hitch kick into the aerial, really pretty. Just has really nice toe point and extension.
I think I've seen just that one balance check so far. That 9.775 you see coming in there from Rutherford. So you see Temple already over that 196 mark, and that's counting the fall from Hannah Stalling. So that will go up just as soon as Juliana's score comes in.
Wow, and you know, I thought she was a little off from her round off.
Yeah, her foot something funky
but
on the end there.
Amazing air awareness. And we are also, now that they have completed all of their scoring routines, we are on program record watch here for Temple.
Yes, absolutely.
Back handspring, layout, step out. Again, shout out to Drew Porsche at Talent Stats on Twitter for his great research on these program records. 1.5, knew exactly where she was in the air. Great job.
All right, we're going to move right back over to the floor. Emily Shepard at the anchor spot for the Wolfpack team.
That was a controlled landing right there.
Absolutely. So again, NC State score currently counting Nicole Webb's 9.0. So as soon as Emily's score comes in, that's going to jump up as well. But it's still going to be a very close meet. And like you said, Temple on program record watch. They've got 3 scores over 196 in their program history. So we're already there. We just got to see how high we're going to get. Emily, a junior on this team, and obviously very capable of competing in all-around. Career highs 9.9 plus on all events.
And a great control landing there of her double back.
Absolutely.
Authoritative end there. That is what we're used to seeing from these other athletes in the lineup that haven't quite done it. She's showing why she qualified to the national championships on floor last year.
Absolutely. There you see Juliana Rowland's score coming in at 9.925 program record.
196.625
Like, killed it.
program record. I cannot say enough. And looking here, look at this really controlled double back there. And she probably knew she was close to that line, took a small lunge back. But I cannot say enough good things about Temple. To come off, they scored in the 193s last week. Come off that to score a program record. Have yourself a night, Temple Gymnastics. Unbelievable.
Exactly. This is Madison Brooks in the exhibition spot.
Oh, just off, but good fight there. She was pretty far off with her hips on that front aerial.
Absolutely stays on. Does not stay on there, so unfortunately comes off on that acro series, her handspring layout step out.
And I gotta say, I think that this is a difficult position to be in as an exhibition. They already know that they've broken the program record. A lot of adrenaline going in there, a lot of celebration.
Absolutely.
So not the routine that she was looking for, but again, not to take anything away from Temple, they have set their all-around program record. They have set their vault program record, and now we can confirm they have set their beam program record, 49.3.
Absolutely. They came out here to perform. They did exactly what Coach Nielsen knew that they were capable of, and 2 9.9 pluses on the event. Brooke Donabedian and Juliana Rowland, both 9.9 and 9.925. All right, Brooke Smead exhibitioning for the Wolfpack. Shepherd's score on floor coming in at a 9.9 as well. Very nice front layout combination pass. Brooke again doing a lot of these exhibitions.
And hangs on to that punch front. Good for her.
It seemed like NC State, just some of the tumbling tonight,
yeah,
was just not quite what they are used to. But again, putting up another 49 even on floor exercise for the Wolfpack team. So that does conclude the competition. While the scores are officially tabulated, signed off on and everything, Christina, let's talk a little bit. This was a fantastic meet, first of all. Somebody's going to come out a winner, and somebody's going to come out on the second place spot. And I hate saying the word loser, but a winner and a loser nonetheless. Yeah. But let's touch on these national qualifying scores, because you've got 2 huge scores that are really going to help both of these teams in the long run.
That's absolutely right. So if we look at North Carolina State coming in to this meet, technically they were ranked 30th, but some teams don't have their national qualifying score yet. So thanks to Jenna King at College Gym News, they're sort of a weighted average where those other teams will slot in. They beat 35th. So we can realistically expect they're replacing a 195.25. So that is going to move them up in the standings. Of course, where exactly depends on what the other teams around the country do. I mean, I believe that this is the most talent we've ever seen in NCAA gymnastics in terms of across the country. So much talent, except for when you competed, Rachel, of course.
Of course.
But so much talent across the country. Of course, the Olympians, Jordan Childs, and the Olympic champions, Jade Carey, Sunisa Lee, but also just the level 10s that are coming in so strong. So many international gymnasts competing in NCAA. So it's becoming harder and harder to make postseason, and that is so exciting.
Absolutely. And tell us just a little bit about Temple. Again, fantastic meet for the Temple Owls. Not enough words to express the performance.
So impressed with, again, scoring in the 193s last week, coming back, getting their program record, huge. And also you have to talk about the NC State bar rotation, also huge, also getting that program record. Really exciting to see. Not quite as dynamic as we've seen from them in the past on floor, but still managed to fight through. Looking here at Madison Benson, that's one of those athletes who her landings were off on floor, but she really fought through to minimize those deductions, and that's so important moving towards postseason.
Absolutely. So again, another fantastic competition. Stay tuned. We're going to have a quick interview with Coach Landress after the meet, and the final scores will be tabulated.
Not quite the finish that you probably wanted on floor, not the crispest of landings, most crisp landings we've seen, but really your team rallied on floor. Just talk about, and Emily Shepard had a phenomenal performance. What were you telling them throughout that rotation?
Tentativeness, we saw the tentativeness, it started early in our lineup. I was super proud, like you mentioned, the way they fought to stay on their feet. Lauren Rithford, I give her a lot of credit coming off of, a mistake before her, was very tentative. She can do that pass extremely well. We know she'll get it the next time, but, she fought to stay on that, and that was key. So much good with the meet. We really had worked on our landings a lot on bars and beam. We saw that today, a little bit tentative on, vault and floor, and we have another opportunity Sunday, so super excited to just continue to build. I think that's really key. This was our third 196 in a row. We need to continue to build in the 196 and get after the details and put all four events together on the same day.
Right, and Shruti Anand debuting that front pike half. I know she's been training it for a while. Probably not quite the landing that she wanted, but really nice dynamics. What went into the decision to debut that tonight?
I think it's part of the learning curve. She's been doing it in practice a lot, and she's been doing it very well. She had a great week, and so we need to get that ready for championships and postseason, and so, a little bit of that's going to be experience. So we went with it today, and I'm really glad we did.
It was so exciting to see.
Absolutely, and let's talk about bars. I mean, again, I don't know if there's enough words, but what was the mentality going into it? Did you know ahead of time, tonight's going to be the night, or talk us through just what the team went through, how they were getting through, and again, program record on bars.
I would say just we're doing a lot of simulations in practice, a lot of team events, and just tried to tweak a couple things and put it all together, and they really carried what we've been doing to practice the competition floor today. We see this in practice, so I'm glad they were able to execute, tonight.
I have a feeling you probably see it way more than we do.
Yeah, right.
So we were about to jump out of our seats over here. It was so fun. Rotation number 2 was probably by far one of the best rotations I've ever commentated. So, all right, well, fantastic. You've got a couple of road meets. You've got Temple again.
Yes.
Just under the wire with them. Anything that you're going to talk to your team about just to kind of nudge them and hopefully come out with another win next weekend?
I really think we have to continue to prepare for March and April and for conference championships and for NCAA regionals and postseason. So we're going to have to be able to fine-tune those little details because we lost by a little bit to Temple tonight, but, it comes down to the little tenths. And so we got to get after that. And I think that's the message. It's not what our opponent is doing, but we got to be just a little bit better on the stuff that we know that we can execute.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again. A fantastic score. Again, playing into the national qualifying score, getting you through to regionals, hopefully. And we'll watch you again in a couple of days.
Sounds great. Thank you.
On the uneven bar, score exercise. With a final score of 9.90 from North Carolina State, Emily Schechter. Now next for our all-around. With a final score of 37.95 from Temple, Hannah Stallings. And tonight's final scores of team standings in second place with a final